Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the VCM on SME Exchange and Benefit to MSME, organized and hosted by Bhiwani branch of NIRC of ICAI. I, CA Sandeep Jangda, Chairman of NIRC, happy to announce. Sir, happy to announce this day will be celebrated as MSME Day. I extend a warm welcome to our chief guest and ex-officio member of Bhiwani branch, C. Ratan Singh Yadav ji. I also welcome I also welcome to CA Shailendra Jain, President of Jiva Bhiwani Udog Sangh. I also welcome to CA Pawan Mittal ji and Mr. Himanshu Srivastav ji, our renowned guest speaker on today's VCM. I also welcome to our executive committee members of Bhiwani branch of NIRC, CA MD Gupta ji, Vice Chairman, CA Sachin Goel ji, Secretary, CA Rajesh Tawar ji, Executive Member, CA Tarun Mittal ji, Treasurer, MSME means micro, small, and medium enterprises. They are the backbone of our economy and an engine of growth. To support and promote MSME, the Government of India rigorously aims and incentives to promote MSME through MSME Act. To avail the benefit under MSME Act, central banking sector, you have to register under MSME. For details, these uh, क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Delivered by our I am very happy to host this VCM on MSME Day for our members, students, and industrialists. We hope that all participants who join this VCM will definitely benefit to all. Thank you. Over to you, C. Surabhagawal ji.
Thank you, CA Sandeep Jangra ji, for this welcome address to all the participants. And now I would like to invite Shri Shailendra Jain ji, President Jila Bhiwani Udyog Sangh, for their address to all the participants. Over to you, Shri Shailendra Jain ji. So, Shri Shailendra Jain ji is present in the meeting. I think she is not present. So I think
शायद शैलेंद्र जैन जी ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाए हैं अभी. नेक्स्ट स्टार्ट कर दीजिएगा.
now I think we should start for the pre-recorded video of Vice Chairman Committee on MSME, Chairman of Committee on MSME, and this Vice President of ICI and President of ICI. We should start this welcome address by the whole recorded video.
ओके सर, ज्वाइन करते हैं.
Myself is K. Pramod Jain, and I welcome you all on this International MSME Day. My best wishes for the International MSME Day. This day is important because the newly formed committee of ICI, that is the Committee on MSME and Startup, trying to help the nation since a partner in nation building by launch of so many initiatives, including the website, including the new course, and so many dissemination of knowledge. And I'm very sure that we all together, chartered accountants, would make really the country proud and take it to the 5 trillion economy by helping the MSMEs. My best wishes to all of you. Thank you very much. dear leader of the profession and my professional career. Very good morning at the outset. I wish you a very
शैलेंद्र जैन जी अब आए हैं,
to mark the importance of the
अब इनका करा देंगे इसके बाद।
series of the program being organized by various branches. Near about 100 branch are celebrating this international.
I think, sir, video is not clear.
आवाज आ नहीं रही या मुझे ही नहीं आ रही सर की?
I think किसी को नहीं आ रही है शायद। एक बार I would request ये संदीप
एक बार
जानना
हाँ, एक बार प्लीज आप
play
दोबारा
again. To play again this video.
On issues like priority lending, credit linked guarantee scheme, lesser interest rates, and availability and access to greater credit for MSMEs. MSMEs play a very important role in the country's economy and contribute to its economic growth. The Institute, being a partner in nation building, has joined hands with the government for furtherance of MSMEs. I congratulate all of you for being part of this International MSME Day. Thank you.
My fellow colleagues in profession serving the nation through institutes branches across the country, I welcome you all on this International Day for MSMEs. This day is being celebrated pan-India, and I congratulate mindset of the government for making India a vibrant economy. Several initiatives have been taken in this regard since last 2 decades. Several steps have been taken and are being taken by the government to augment the role of MSMEs in improving the GDP. As a partner in nation building, the Institute has also recognized its role to aid and mobilize the involvement of chartered accountants as a large and versatile resource to help MSMEs in all possible areas, using the financial expertise fortified with expertise in tax, compliances, strategic planning, future projections, and developing required financial strategy. There are many areas in which chartered accountants can help MSMEs. Our professional colleagues may also see the transformation of aspirational districts program launched by Honorable Prime Minister of India. It aims to quickly and effectively transform selected districts in various states. With states as the main drivers, this program will focus on the strength of each district, identify a low-hanging fruit for immediate improvement, measure progress and rank districts. These initiatives will certainly transform the economy of these districts and ultimately the states, which will not only generate employment but also reduce people's migrations. A chartered accountant, by its education, training, and ground level connect with various MSMEs, can very well identify its role as professional in such areas. The Institute is also launching certificate course on MSMEs for chartered accountants to enable them to equip for this specific area of practice. Indeed, it will widen scope and volume of work in new area of professional engagement for the chartered accountants. This would be different from the traditional practice, but everything required for the MSME area is already an expertise of the chartered accountants. Several ministries are having subsidy schemes at central and state level, and we have to get involved ourselves and then be ready to render services to MSMEs. I once again congratulate all those associated with this novel initiative of the Institute as partner in nation building.
So thank you so much. I hope with the help of this video clip, all of us get wonderful insight on this MSME's importance and role of chartered accountants in building of the nation. Now, I would like to invite and warm welcome Shri Shailendra Jain ji, Chairman, President Jila Bhiwani Udyog Sangh, for his welcome address. Shri, over to you, Shri Shailendra Jain ji. Shri Shailendra Jain ji, I would like to invite you for your welcome address.
सर बोले हैं क्या वो?
है नहीं क्या सर?
I think present तो हैं sir, but I
नहीं
think
है सर वो. So next कर दीजिए फिर नहीं आ पा रहे हैं तो.
so. I think we will invite him again. Now, I would like to invite Shri Ratan Singh Yadav ji, former Nikasa chairman, for his welcome address on this International MSME Day.
Thank you.
Over
Thank
to you,
you.
CA Ratan Singh Yadav ji.
Thank you, sir, to invite me and to be part of this international MSME day organized by Bhiwani branch. And thanks to Chairman Sandeep Jangda ji, our elder brother Andy Gupta ji, and I am looking Poonam Gupta ji, our again elder brother Dinesh Chauhan ji, R.K. Bhardwaj ji, senior most chartered accountant of Bhiwani branch. Very happy to be part of this initiative, and I congratulate each and every chartered accountants on this international MSME day, who is opening the door for chartered accountants a new area of the practice also. अब मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि वो समय चला गया है कि हमें सिर्फ 2-3 एंगल से ही जो अक्सर हम देखा करते थे कि जी कंपनी इनकॉर्पोरेट कर दो, टैक्स ऑडिट मिल जाएगा, और कंपनी ऑडिट कर देंगे, जीएसटी ऑडिट कर देंगे। अब हमें उसके बियॉन्ड भी देखना है। जो एमएसएमई सेक्टर है, जो गवर्नमेंट इनिशिएटिव्स ला रही है, ये हमारे लिए एक प्रैक्टिस का बहुत बड़ा एरिया ओपन कर रही है। हमें सोचना है, हमें एडवाइस करना क्लाइंट को कि भाई क्या क्या बेनिफिट्स एक्सटेंडेड बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया फॉर द एमएसएमई सेक्टर, और वो हम प्लान करेंगे। एग्जीक्यूशन कैसे बिजनेसमैन करे, उसकी प्लानिंग स्ट्रेटजी क्या हो बिजनेस की, एमएसएमई सेक्टर को जो बेनिफिट्स हैं उसका मैक्सिमम यूटिलाइजेशन कैसे हो, ये सब हम एडवाइस हम प्लान करेंगे। तो डेफिनेटली कहीं ना कहीं उससे रेवेन्यू जनरेशन का एक जरिया भी खुलता है। तो हम एक ट्रेडिशनल प्रैक्टिस, ठीक है, शायद हमारी जो जनरेशन के हैं या एंडी गुप्ता जी की जनरेशन के हैं या भारद्वाज जी हैं, शायद हमसे ना समझ पाए या हमें समझने में थोड़ी देर लग जाए हम इसको कैसे टैप करें। बट जो आज नए बच्चे मैं देखता हूँ, वर्चुअल सीएफओज का एक कॉन्सेप्ट आ गया, एमएसएमई गवर्नमेंट की स्कीम्स, प्लान, बिजनेस स्ट्रेटजीज, ये सब डिजाइन करके आजकल ये सब प्रोडक्ट्स हैं एक तरह से। These all are the products designed by chartered accountants, और जो वो सेल करते हैं, कितना सेलेबल स्टार्टअप वन ऑफ देम, आप अच्छे से एडवाइस कर सकते हो। क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं कि सिंपल इट इज ए बिजनेस, देयर आर सो मेनी बेनिफिट्स, इंसेंटिव्स given by the government of India, state governments, which we have to club all the incentives which are beneficial for the business houses. शायद बिजनेस हाउसेज को इन चीजों का पता नहीं होता। दैट इज द ओनली अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर अस टू अनकैश इट, टू जनरेट द रेवेन्यू। बट ये है कि चैरिटी हम ना करें, ये थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखें कि हमारी आदत है कि हम शायद यही सोचते हैं कि हमने इनकम टैक्स की आईटीआर भर दी, ऑडिट कर दिया, कॉर्पोरेट सर्विसेज दे दी, तो शायद वी आर एलिजिबल फॉर द फीस। ऐसा ना सोचें। जो भी आपने एडवाइस कर दिया, जो आपने सलाह दे दी, वो आपके फीस का कहीं ना कहीं रास्ता खोलती है। तो आपको उस आगे जरूर बढ़ना है। और जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का एक इनिशिएटिव है, एक जो बहुत ही कहते हैं ना, हम कहते तो हाई ड्रीम, 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी, और जब 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी की तरफ जब हम बढ़ेंगे तो डेफिनेटली एमएसएमई would play a great role। और जैसे जैसे MSMEs बढ़ेंगे, वैसे वैसे more incentive will be poured by the government of India, and that will also beneficial for us also। क्योंकि बहुत ऐसी जगह होंगी जहाँ शायद आप लोगों की सर्टिफिकेशंस की जरूरत पड़ेगी, क्योंकि तभी वो शायद इंसेंटिव्स रिम्बर्स या इंसेंटिव जो आएंगे बिजनेस हाउसेज को। तो ये एक नया हमारे लिए सेक्टर है, सेट बाय आवर ऑनरेबल प्रेसिडेंट ऑल्सो, कि वी आर पार्टनर इन द नेशन बिल्डिंग, एंड here and there we have to be ready to play a great role to achieve this 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी। और इसमें ये ना सोचें कि भाई कोई पॉलिटिकल पार्टी या किसी उसका ये ड्रीम है। ये ड्रीम जितना सच होगा हमारे चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स के लिए उतना ही अच्छा होगा। ये सच है, जैसे जैसे इकोनॉमी ग्रो होगी कहीं ना कहीं हम उसके साथ जरूर बड़े होंगे, बढ़ेंगे। तो हम पॉलिटिकल अपनी जो एस्पिरेशन है, पॉलिटिकल अपनी जो विल्स हैं, पॉलिटिकल जो हमारा एक थॉट प्रोसेस, उसको एक तरफ छोड़ के हम ये सोचें कि भगवान जल्दी करे कि ये हम 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी अचीव करें और हमारे चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स के काम बढ़े। क्योंकि जब इकोनॉमी बढ़ेगी तो डेफिनेटली उसके साथ साथ हमारे लिए काम के एवेन्यूज बहुत बढ़ेंगे, बहुत रास्ते खुल जाएंगे। तो मैं तो हमेशा यही कहता हूँ कि जल्दी से जल्दी ये प्रधानमंत्री का जो एक ड्रीम है ये जल्दी पूरा हो। इसलिए नहीं कि उनका ड्रीम है, इसलिए मेरे प्रोफेशनल ब्रदर्स को काम बढ़ेगा, हमारी रेवेन्यूज बढ़ेगी, मुझे उसकी भी उसमें ज्यादा खुशी है। और देश बढ़ेगा तो हम भी बढ़ेंगे, इसमें कोई शक की बात नहीं है। मैं फिर से हमारे सभी साथियों को, सभी दोस्तों को MSME इंटरनेशनल डे की बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूँ, बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। एंड अगेन थैंक्स टू भिवानी ब्रांच टू इनवाइट मी एज ए चीफ गेस्ट। थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू चेयरमैन साहब संदीप जी और उनकी पूरी टीम जो इतना अच्छा कर रही है भिवानी ब्रांच में। मैं देख रहा हूँ छोटी ब्रांच है लेकिन काफी लोगों का आज कनेक्ट है। मैं इसके लिए पूरी भिवानी ब्रांच को बधाई देता हूँ कि दे आर वर्किंग टायरलेसली डे एंड नाइट टू फॉर द ग्रोथ ऑफ द प्रोफेशन एज वेल एज भिवानी ब्रांच। और एनडी गुप्ता जी, भारद्वाज जी, ये तो गाइडिंग फोर्स एंड फैक्टर हैं ही भिवानी ब्रांच के लिए, क्योंकि शायद जब भिवानी ब्रांच बनी होगी तो ये दो पिलर्स के, वैसे तो कहते हैं 4 पिलर्स होते हैं लेकिन ये 2 बड़े पिलर्स भिवानी ब्रांच के रहे हैं। उसके बाद मुझे कन्वर जी दिखाई शायद दे रहे हैं कि नहीं दिखाई दे रहे, ये पुराने जो चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स हैं, इनकी बदौलत आज ये नए बच्चे जो संदीप चांगड़ा जी जो यंग चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स है, जो इस हमारे ICI के फ्लैग बेरियर है ब्रांच के एज ए चेयरमैन, जो उसका आगे ले जा रहे हैं इनके गाइडेंस में सीनियर्स के। पूनम जी का बड़ा कनेक्ट है, ऑल्दो ही इज प्रैक्टिसिंग द्वारका, लेकिन कहते हैं ना रूट्स कभी भूलते नहीं है, तो पूनम जी खुद भिवानी से हैं तो वो कहीं ना कहीं जरूर जुड़े रहते हैं, मुझे अच्छा लगा। और मुझे द्वारका से भी काफी चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स जुड़े हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। विश्वनाथ शर्मा जी मुझे दिखाई दे रहे हैं, हेमेंद्र गुप्ता जी बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं स्टार्टअप और MSME सेक्टर में। अगर संदीप जी आपको मौका मिले तो उनको जरूर बोलने का मौका दीजिएगा, बहुत अच्छा, वो बहुत पहले से कर रहे हैं। मैं देख रहा था वो कनेक्ट थे, द्वारका में ही रहते हैं और बहुत अच्छे से वो इस सेक्टर को समझते हैं, बहुत पहले से वो कर रहे हैं, वो जुड़े हुए हैं। अगर वो मेरी आवाज सुन रहे हो तो संदीप जी आप जरूर उनको 1-2 मिनट दीजिएगा, वो डेफिनेटली कुछ इंसाइट्स इनपुट्स ऐसे देंगे जो हमारे मेंबर्स को फायदेमंद रहेगा। यंग बच्चों में दिनेश जी काफी मुझे लगता है एक्टिव रहते हैं, सेठी साहब बहुत सीनियर चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट नारायणा से जुड़े हुए हैं, तो मैं काफी देख रहा हूँ काफी जुड़े हुए लोग हैं। तो मैं अब ज्यादा समय ना लेते हो, आगे की आप कार्रवाई प्लीज शुरू करें। अगेन आई हैंड ओवर माइक टू द ऑर्गेनाइजर and thanks again to the Bhiwani branch to invite me as a chief guest. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, CA Ratin Singh Yadav ji, for your wonderful words, wonderful insight on benefit of SMEs for all the chartered accountant and role of chartered accountants in building the nation. Thank you so much for your warm address. Now, I would like to invite our guest speaker, Mr. Himanshu Shrivastava ji. About Mr. Himanshu Shrivastava. Himanshu Shrivastava ji is manager at National Stock Exchange of India Limited, and he has done MBA and PG DFT from Pune. He holds more than 10 years of work experience in financial services. Prior to National Stock Exchange, he has worked with Chrysler Limited and Credit Analysis and Research Limited. In his current role, he spent a lot of time in facilitating corporates for their foreign exchange risk management, emerging corporates for listing at exchanges, and create awarenesses of capital market products for institutions and corporates. So Mr. Himanshu Shrivastava ji has very warm, very rich experience in managing all kind of SMEs. Now I would like to invite Shri Himanshu Shrivastava ji for today's session on SME exchange topic. Over to you, Shri Himanshu Shrivastava ji.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. So, first of all, we wish you all a happy MSME International Day. Thanks and lots of congratulations to especially Sandeep ji and Bhiwani branch to take this initiative and trying to create awareness about this platform. So before starting with our presentation, I mean, today when we are seeing MSME as a sector, so let's say if we'll talk about, contribution from MSMEs in different aspects. Let's say if we'll talk about in terms of GDP, close to 25 to 30% of the contribution comes from MSMEs. If we'll talk about in terms of exports, almost 40% contribution is from MSMEs. If we'll talk about manufacturing output, close to again 40-45% contribution, and moreover, MSMEs are the one who are creating or providing a maximum jobs in the economy. So close to 11 plus more than 11 CR people who are employed in MSME sectors. So probably that's the reason, I mean, MSMEs, they are coming under the priority sector in India. So today's session, we will be having, as the topic itself says, how SMEs can raise a fund through NSE Merge platform. But before moving to that, quickly, I will be touching on certain other platform which offers by NSE, which can be helpful for MSMEs. So basically, CA, when we are talking about CAs, they are the sort of financial backbone of any one of the company. And apart from being a financial backbone, they are the one who will be keep on guiding companies and giving them insights about what to do, what not to do, mainly in terms of the finance, or sometime also they are hand holding companies in terms of the compliance and all. In fact, there are lots of companies, when we are especially talking about MSMEs, they are completely relying on their CAs to guide them through this entire process. So probably today we are getting, as a stock exchange, we are getting opportunity to address a right forum who can probably take this message ahead, and respectively they can guide all these companies who are directly or indirectly in touch with them. So without taking much time, sir, may I share my presentation? One second. Okay. So my presentation is visible to you?
Yes, sir, visible.
Yes, visible.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So NSE Emerge as a platform, as I rightly told you, I mean, before talking about NSE Emerge, let me tell you, I mean, NSE as an organization, as an stock exchange, which platform we are having, which can be beneficial for MSMEs especially. Okay. So today, when we are seeing, there are lots of companies who are, having certain issues. So there are companies who are having, good potential. These are the companies who are, let's say, even though they are financially also they are sound, but what happened, because of the working capital issues, these companies are facing certain challenges. Okay, so let's say if I'm a MSME company, if I'm supplying to any one of the client, now because of certain reason, again, for example, government, they have ensured that the MSMEs, they should get their payment within certain period of time. Okay, so because of which there are certain laws like Delay Payment Act. Okay, so within that, within a span of 45 days, as per Delay Payment Act, I'm supposed to get my payment. But again, how to manage that 45 or 50 days cycle, that's again a challenge. So that is where these companies, they will have to be dependent on sometime to their respective banks. Okay, now when we are talking about again the bank, so sometime companies, let's say for example, if there is any company who are supplying to, let's say, government bodies, so sometime this 45 days, it's not even restricted to 45 days, it goes beyond 50 or 60 days. Okay, so now that's the challenge comes in picture. Okay, companies, they will have to be dependent on their bank for CC limit, working capital limit and all. And sometimes they are facing that major chunk of their profit, it is going to their respective bank.
बीच में वो लिख के आता है everyone membership number इतना मेरा कैसे आओगा?
So sometime companies, they are facing okay,
ये recorded मैं कर रहा हूँ, ये भी नहीं करना, recorded तो मैंने किस लिए करना नहीं, ये करूँ, recorded तो पड़ा रहेगा आपका तो.
Sandeep ji, may I?
Carry on, sir.
Carry on, sir.
Thank you. So that's where sometimes companies are facing okay, we
end
up working more for rather than for ourselves or for our employees. So that to address that, NSE, National Stock Exchange, and SIDBI, we came together. Then as per the guideline of RBI, guideline which came in the year 2016, NSE and basically NSE and SIDBI jointly we came up with an organization known as RXIL. Okay, so what is RXIL? That is basically a platform for bill discounting. Okay, so quickly, as I rightly told you, I will not be getting into the too much of information on that because of the time constraint. But how it works, this RxIL platform, it ensures the payment of the companies within a span of 48 hours. Okay, so how it works? If so RxIL basically it's a platform. So let's say if any buyer or any company is supplying to any one of the large corporate or AAA graded company. Okay, let's say if I'm supplying to BHEL. Okay, so in that case, this RxIL will give me a facility where as a buyer or as a supplier of these company, what I can do, I can upload my invoices on RxIL platform. Now these companies, they being a buyer for me, they can through this platform they can discount or they will accept it, and then they will give a in principle approval. Now on this platform there are lots of financial institutions, they are there. Okay, so then these financial I can get my bill discounted through these financial institution. Okay, and this entire ecosystem works in such a way where as a company I will be able to get my payment within a span of 48 hours. Okay, now the only question is, when I should be supplying to a company. Okay, so let's say if I'm supplying to some company, so that company should be onboarded on this platform, then only my bill can be discounted. Now as per the guideline, all the companies who are suppose or who are having investment grading, or let's say precisely AAA grading, so these companies are supposed to onboard themselves on this RxIL platform. Okay, or any one of the company, another criteria is any one of the company having a top line of more than 500 CR, along with that a good grading. These companies, they can they will have to upload onboard themselves on this particular platform, so that companies can get or MSMEs can get certain ease in terms of the working capital. Now the second thing what you can see on left hand side, long-term fund raising, that is NSE Emerge, so that we will take in detail. Okay, now apart from that, we as a stock exchange, we do have a platform which is basically for risk management for different organization. When I'm talking about risk management, so as a CA, obviously you can you must be knowing, okay, what is currency derivative, commodity derivative, but and interest rate derivative platform. But precisely I'll more focus on on currency derivative segment. So what happened, let's say any MSME who are your client. Okay, so when let's say these companies are having any sort of import and export, so as we know, these companies who are having any sort of foreign currency exposure, so it is sometime these currency fluctuation, this is impacting their balance sheet in a big way. Okay, so whereas let's say today, if I'm an exporter, if I'm doing any export and today's rate is, let's say USD INR is 72, so tomorrow I'm not sure, okay, that let's say a month or 2 months down the line I'm supposed to get my payment. So on that point of time, when I'm getting my payment in my respective bank, at that point of time, if USD INR rate will be 73 or 71, okay, so that is where this foreign currency fluctuation is impacting on my balance sheet. Sometime I will be end up booking profit, sometime I end up booking losses. So the problem is it is very tough for me to forecast. Okay, so to address that, there are lots of companies who keep on using their bank platform, which is your OTC, so to manage their forex risk. Now as a parallel option to that, at exchange you are having something known as currency derivative segment. Now the small difference between bank platform versus exchange platform is, exchange is quite a transparent platform. So let's say when we are talking about bank, so firstly when we are talking about exchange, so the unfortunate part is still there are lots of MSMEs, small medium enterprises, they are not aware that they can hedge their forex risk at using exchange platform. Okay, so they are aware, okay, firstly either companies are not hedging it, they are keeping it open, which is not as a practice, which is not right. Okay, and second one, if they are sometime hedging, they are using let's say bank platform. Now in case of bank platform, as all of us know, the counterparty is always bank. Okay, so now the banks, they are providing this rates which means the markup. Okay, so let's say the live prices are X, so on that there will be certain markup. Okay, so X plus 1 or maybe probably markup can be like quarter paisa, 1 paisa, 2 paisa and all. So now let's say if I'm dealing with XYZ bank, if I'm a large corporate like XYZ, without naming any company, let's say if I'm a large corporate who's having huge volume, So these banks might give me a quarter paisa rate or a quarter paisa markup or half a paisa markup. Now let's say if I'm an MSME company, they might go on extent of giving me 5 paisa or 6 paisa. Okay. Now if I'll compare with that platform with exchange, so at exchange companies are getting to hedge at live market prices, which means we don't have any concept of markup. So regardless whether companies are micro, small, medium or large corporate, okay, for each and everybody, the rates what they are getting at exchange for hedging purpose, that is going to be same. Okay, so whether it is a large corporate like Tata, Wipro, L&T, Infosys, or let's say if we'll talk about Himanshu Private Limited or might be Himanshu Partnership Firm. Okay, so for everybody, the platform is same. It is a quite, that's where we are saying it's a quite transparent platform. Now, I mean, that's a message I wanted to pass on. Now, what is this platform all about? How it works? So you are being a CA, you are the better person to guide them. And if you need any sort of more detail in terms of how it happens, what is the intermediary involved and all, so you can get in touch with the stock exchange at any point of time. Now coming down to our NSE Emerge platform. So NSE Emerge platform, basically it came, SEBI, which is our regulatory body, Security and Exchange Board of India, they came up with a circular in a year 2010. Okay, so to set up a separate platform for listing of SME companies. Now, as per that guideline, then 2012 September, NSE, we started a separate platform for listing of SME company. So to tell you, today we are having two platforms. One is where you are seeing all the main board listed companies close to, if we'll talk about NSE, we are having close to 1700 companies which are listed at our SME platform. 1700 companies which are there at our main board. So that is the main board where we are seeing all these Tata, Wipro, L&T, Infosys, or any one of the company you name, okay, major player. And another side, we are having a NSE Emerge, which is there for listing of SME companies. Okay, so there are two separate platforms. So there are, this is a, when we are talking about NSE Emerge, it's a separate segment in NSE, but the benefit is the trading terminal is same as main board. Okay, so when I'm saying, okay, let's say my company is getting listed at SME, but is it like tomorrow the trading of my share will be there at separate platform? So no, the answer is no. So at the very same platform, companies whose main board listed or SME listed, both companies shares will be traded, which is giving certain benefits to these companies. What is the benefit that we will cover in coming slides? Now again, as you know, at this particular platform, there are lots of intermediaries who are involved. Let's say merchant banker, your market maker and all. So at this NSE Emerge platform also, when we are talking about trading members or merchant banker, they are same as main board. So now to give you certain, statistics with regards to this platform, how it is growing. So till date, we are having close to 219 companies which are listed at NSE Emerge platform. Now, total market capitalization of these 219 companies is more than 21,000 CR. Okay. Now, total capital raised by all these companies is close to 3,331 CR. And average issue size. Okay, so this is the point. Normally, what happens if companies are not aware about this platform? So if we'll talk about, let's say, listing as a concept. So first thing which will come in our mind, okay, listing is required. Let's say tomorrow when I'm thinking about, raising, or when I'm having a requirement of, let's say, 100 CR, 500 CR, 1000 CR and more. Okay, I will not. So let's say if I'm looking for a, or if I'm having a requirement of, let's say, 10 CR, 20 CR, if I'm not aware, this probably as an option, it will not come in my mind. Whether it is getting materialized or not, that's another question. Okay, but whether I'm aware or not, so that's a gap. Okay, so when we are talking about MSMEs, so that's where MSMEs, they are not aware, okay, this option is also available. Okay, so that's where if you'll see the average issue size of all these companies, 219 companies which are there at NSE Emerge platform, it is just 15 CR. Okay, here there is, I mean, majority of the companies, so they might be thinking, okay, so let's say if there is a potential company, they might be thinking, okay, at NSE Emerge platform, only 15 CR may not be making any sense for me. So there is no upper cap, just to tell you. We are only talking about the, average issue size. If upper cap directly depends on the potential of the company. If there is a company which is having a potential of let's say, total valuation of 200 CR, and they are diluting, let's say they are 25%, which means their issue size is going to be 50 CR. Okay, we have seen companies raising close to 60-70 CR also at NSE, at this SME listing platform as well. So average issue size is 15 CR. We are having companies from different sectors. We are having companies from pharma, from manufacturing, from IT, from hospitality. So there are close to 20 different sectors from where we are having companies onboarded on this particular platform. And the beauty of this platform is once your company is listed at NSE Emerge platform, a subject of completing 2 years at this NSE Emerge platform, we will give you an option to migrate from SME to main board. Okay, so it's not compulsion. It is simply like the doors are open for you. So whenever you are willing, you can migrate from SME to main board. Okay, so today we are having close to 73 companies out of this 219 companies who have already migrated from NSE NSE Emerge platform to NSE main board. Okay, which is close to, if you'll see, some 33 or 34%. So ideally, what should be the right time for any company to explore this NSE Emerge platform? Okay, or listing at NSE SME platform. So typically, if we'll see, I mean, let's say if I'm a startup, or let's say if I'm the one who's planning to start any company, okay, where I don't have any sort of, maybe I am a first generation entrepreneur, I don't have any backup. So what I will do to start my company, probably I will reach out to my friends, जो भी for example मेरे पास में savings हैं, या फिर मेरे पास में जो भी बैंक बैलेंस है, with that support, plus जो भी मेरे let's say friends हैं, family members हैं, with their support, probably I will start a basic background for the organization. Let's say उनका registration करना, MSME certificate लेना, let's say कोई land purchase करना या फिर rent पर लेना and all. So once I am having a base ready with me, so then I can approach to probably a bank. Okay, कि मेरे पास में ये मेरा product line है in which I want to start my company, or this is what this is my projection report and all. Now on that basis, probably government, they are also having certain lots of schemes. Okay, let's say they are having collateral free loan scheme and all those things. So probably that will be the time जहाँ पर मैं अपने बैंक को approach कर सकता हूँ to get any sort of funding from them. It is possible that because of certain reason, let's say bank is not finding my business viable. Okay, so वहाँ पर मेरे पास में option है कि I can go and approach private funding, maybe it's any one of the angel investors, venture capital firm, to get a funding from them. Now, once I am having this sort of basic funding in my company, so at that point of time, I can start using that fund to maybe, scale up my company a bit. Okay. Now, after that, let's say once my company is having a track record of, let's say 3 years or 4 years and all, यहाँ पर मेरी company is able to, showcase a track record of maybe 3 to 4 years. Okay. And when I'm again looking forward for more fund for business expansion, so again, either I can go back to my bank itself, or else at that point of time I will be having an option जहां पर मैं stock exchange को approach कर सकता हूं for getting my company listed at a stock exchange platform, and I can raise a money from market by offering my equities. Okay, and probably apart from that, let's say if there is any company which is already having, let's say, angel investors, venture capital. So typically what these companies are doing, कि वो उनको exit route देख करके they are also getting any private equity players and all. And lastly, I mean, you must have seen, I mean, there are lots of companies where private equity players are there. For all these PE firms, the exit route normally they are taking as a main board. Okay, so normally a company which is, let's say, in a bracket of growing phase, or companies which are in a growing phase, for them this NSE Emerge platform will be more suitable. Now, how do we categorize any company, whether it's companies coming under SME or not, that we will touch base. So now, as per SEBI guideline, so any company whose paid up capital, post issue paid up capital, is less than 25 CR, these companies are coming under SME. So we don't look, or when it's precisely about the listing of the company, it doesn't matter what is the turnover of your company. आपका company का turnover कितना है, आपकी कंपनी में इन्वेस्टमेंट आपका प्लांट एंड मशीनरी या फिर ऑफिशियल इक्विपमेंट में कितना है, इट डजंट मैटर एट ऑल. इट इज ऑल अबाउट कि आपकी कंपनी अगर प्रोप्राइटरशिप या पार्टनरशिप है, देन देयर इज अ सेपरेट that's a separate category itself. So those companies can also approach directly stock exchange for listing. At the very same time, if your company is, let's say, private limited company, so we will see whether what is your paid up capital. That is first criteria. So what is a bifurcation into that? अगर आपकी कंपनी का paid up capital, if it is less than 10 CR, so these companies can approach NSE SME platform only for listing of their company. If your paid up capital is anything between 10 to 25 CR, then you can approach NSE SME platform also, as well as main board. It depends on company to company. Okay, so if your paid up capital is more than 10 CR, you can even approach NSE main board for listing of your organization. And if your paid up capital is anything more than 25 CR, then only option for you is main board. You cannot, SME listing option will be ruled out for you. You cannot approach stock exchange for listing at SME platform. So that is one criteria from SEBI. Now, apart from that, to keep certain more filters, NSE, we are having our further eligibility criteria. So as I have already discussed with you, a company who's fulfilling the criteria of SEBI. On top of that, we are looking for those companies where they need to have a track record of 3 years. यहाँ company का 3 साल का operational history होना चाहिए. Out of this 3 years, they need to have a positive cash accruals for a period of 2 years, and they need to have a positive net worth. So if any company which is fulfilling these criteria, in principle, these companies can explore an option of SME listing. Now, also I would like to touch on recent development. So NSE, we are also having a facility where startup companies, they can also get listed at NSE platform, NSE SME platform. So this is this particular platform basically known as NSE SME platform, listing of technology startup. What is the criteria? So basically, technology startup can be any company which is having any their nature of activity is any one of these. Let's say IT, data analytics, biotechnology, maybe nanotechnology, e-commerce. Majority of the typically you will see lots of startup companies are there. Let's say if we'll talk about just to take example, your Gurgaon, there are lots of companies or lots of entrepreneurs are there, potential graduates are there who are having their startups. Okay, so for them also, if they are fulfilling certain criteria, they can also approach NSE platform for listing of their companies. What is the difference between SME and startup listing is this. So firstly, the post-issue paid up capital of the company, that is common. That should be less than 25 CR. They need to have a track record of 3 years. Now their annual revenue, that should not be less than 10 CR. Okay. And one of the additional criteria, keeping this technology or startups in mind, we are looking at your annual growth. Okay. So companies, they need to have an annual growth of 20% in last 1 year. That can be in form of getting a new users on board. Okay. Nowadays, you must be seeing there are lots of companies who keep on, or startups who keep on talking about, okay, I have added so many XYZ new users on my particular platform. Okay, so if you'll see here, the major criteria is not the profitability. It's more about 20%. There has to be a 20% increment or 20% in last 1 year in form of, let's say, new user. It can be revenue growth. It can be customer base. Okay, so these companies typically you will see all these terms. Let's say adding new users and all. In case of startups. Okay, so that is being considered here. Now on top of this, one shareholding condition is there. Okay, all these companies who are approaching listing platform, they need to have at least 10% of pre-issue capital as on date of filing of their DRHP, draft red herring prospect. Okay, so 10% pre-issue capital should be with qualified institutional buyers, QIBs. Or when I'm talking about QIBs, or let's say it should be with any one of the angel investors or private equity firm. On top of that, a condition is these angel investor, private equity or QIB firms should have investment in the ecosystem on this particular startup ecosystem and they have invested more than 25 companies in this private startup ecosystem, and total investment should be more than 50 cr. Okay, so that is for them, they should qualify this particular criteria. ये जो कंपनीज हैं इनका मिनिमम 25 कंपनीज में इन्वेस्टमेंट होना चाहिए, जिसमें उनका टोटल इन्वेस्टमेंट का अमाउंट शुड बी मोर देन 50 cr. So if any one of the angel investor, private equity, QIBs, they are fulfilling these criteria and they are having 10% stake in my company, okay, so as an startup also I can approach stock exchange for listing of my company. Now, what is the regulatory framework for listing of SME companies? So firstly, these companies who are approaching stock exchange, so there has to be a minimum of 50 LOTs. Okay, so which means when we are talking about in terms of the IPO, when we are talking about allotment, that has to be done for minimum of 50 individuals. Now that is where you will see there is a relaxation in compared to the main board. At main board, it is the criteria goes like there has to be a minimum of 1000 LOTs. But at SME platform, it is just 50, considering the structure of SMEs. So that is one. Second one, if I'm willing to list my company, so I will have to dilute minimum of 25% stake. Okay, so as a probably founder or directors of the company, we can hold maximum of 75% shares, 25% shares we will have to dilute. Now, when we are talking about DRHP, which is your draft red herring prospect of the company, okay, which will be filed by your respective motion banker to stock exchange, it is going to be in a same format. In terms of the DRHP format, no changes, only exchange observation is required. So typically when you will see at main board, so what happened, this DRHP is once a copy submitted to stock exchange, another copy submitted to SEBI. Okay, now both of them have to give a their concern on it. But in case of SME platform, the SEBI, they have given a authority to stock exchange, where only stock exchange observation will be required, okay, to proceed further. Now there is no requirement of any sort of IPO grading when we are talking about SME platform, which is a sort of cost and time saving process for companies. Now the best part is, let's say I will say ki, okay, agar meri company, maybe if I'm a part of, let's say, any big entity, maybe HDFC, SBI, Wipro, Infosys and all, if I'm coming for listing, so obviously probably by the virtue of being a part of those organization or having a tag of those big brand on the back of my company, there will be lots of investors who will come forward and they will apply for my shares. But what if meri company, if I'm a Himanshu Private Limited company, which is not having much, I'm well known probably in my domain, in terms of my buyer, supplier, banker, I'm having a good credibility. But what if I'm coming with IPO and there is nobody to subscribe for my shares? Okay, so there I might think, okay, there might be a question where my shares will, or my IPO will be getting a undersubscribed. Okay, so to take care of that particular factor, as per SEBI guideline, there has to be 100% underwriting, which means there is no question of your IPO getting undersubscribed. If you are opening your IPO, it's a responsibility of your underwriter or merchant banker to make sure that your IPO has to be fully successfully subscribed. Okay. Now, second one, okay, because of this underwriting, let's say my IPO got fully subscribed, I'm happy. But what if today somebody have invested in my company and tomorrow, because of some reason, these investors are looking for exit, and maybe being a SME company, probably a starting of my journey, there is no liquidity, which means sufficient amount of buyer and seller agar mere platform mein mujhe nahi dikh rahe hain. So let's say if I'm an investor, I want to exit. If I'm not getting a suitable quote, then what? Okay, I might feel okay, I will be getting stuck in that particular organization. To take care of that particular thing, there as per regulatory body, there's a guideline of compulsory market making. So there will be a market maker for a period of 3 years. So 75% of their day's time, their job is to provide a liquidity for the on behalf of that particular company. Okay. Now, after completing the listing process, reaching out to the, or talking about, let's say, post listing compliance. So as we know, at main board, companies are supposed to do their quarterly submission. Okay, these companies are supposed to go and publish their results in, let's say, newspaper and all. So compare with in compared to that, when we are talking about at SME platform, so companies are supposed to do half yearly audit, okay, rather than quarterly, which is there at main board. And these companies are supposed to, they don't have to go and publish their results anywhere. You will have to maintain your, the major information of your company or these financial figures on your website, as well as you will have to, update it at stock exchange platform, so that as obviously we will have to keep SEBI in, loop, so that any one of the informed investor who's looking forward to invest in my company, they should get a sufficient information. So that is again a relaxation which is given in compared to the main board, so that at SME company, when they are getting listed, they should not feel कि I'm getting bombarded, बहुत सारा चीज है, मैं listing आज हुआ, and then I need a separate altogether big team to take care of that. Okay, so I mean, it's sort of a hand holding which is given at SME platform, where rather than quarterly, you are doing half yearly submission, and other aspects are there. Now coming down to, let's say, corporate governance norms, that's going to be seen. There is no sort of relaxation given in terms of the governance. Now, as I have already told you, once you are listed at SME platform, so the time when you will complete 2 years, your doors are open. Whereas what you will have to do, if you are willing to migrate from SME to main board, so we will check some basic things. Okay, at the time of migration, at the time of migration from SME to main board, we will see what is the paid up capital of your company. So at that point of time, your paid up capital should be minimum of 10 CR, and your market capitalization of your company, that has to be 25 CR. Okay, these are the two major factors. Apart from that, there are minor things, let's say board approval and all, that your respective intermediary, or let's say merchant banker, they will guide you. Now at SME platform, one of the key factor is regulatory bodies. They don't want a small ticket size or small investors or uninformed investors, probably a right word, to invest in any SME company, because of which they have kept a lot size. Okay, so the minimum, so let's say if I want to apply for a IPO of SME company, so the minimum application size is going to be 1 lakh. And tomorrow, if I in secondary market, if I want to buy any buy the shares of any SME companies, so minimum trading lot is also 1 lakh. Now the small reason is, let's say today somebody will tell me, okay, Himanshu, this company is doing good, usme acha growth dikh raha hai and all. So and you may invest 5,000 rupees. So probably, although this is a wrong practice, before investing even a single rupees, even a single bucks, we should do our thorough analysis. Okay, we should never ever go by the tips and all. But let's say if we'll see the risk factor involved in it, so probably risk is hardly, let's say 4,000-5,000 rupees. So I might think, okay, chalo, this is a known source and all, this friend of mine, मैं invest कर देता हूँ. Versus the same guy will ask me, कि Himanshu, this is a good company and all, you invest 1 lakh or 2 lakh rupees, then I will not go by it. I will do my entire analysis. I will be looking on their industry, their company, their nature of activity, their projections, promoters background, everything. Okay, so that is where, as an investor, my money is safe. Okay, because I am obviously, before doing my investment, I am doing my homework properly, and as a company, I am getting a informed and quality investors. Okay, so that is the reason regulatory bodies, they have kept this criteria as of now at SME platform. Now, when we are talking about nominated investors, even a private equity fund, PE funds, QIBs, they can also support this, and we have seen they have supported this underwriting and market making. Okay, so that is one of the factor. Now, what is the role of NSE when we are talking about this particular process? What is the support you can expect from NSE? So starting from the first days of interaction till the time of listing, NSE is trying to help the company at each and every step. Okay, so if companies, so after having, let's say, first round of discussion, if companies are facing, okay, I would like to explore further, if they know some merchant banker, okay, so they can directly approach them. There is no problem. If they don't know, they want us to guide them, we are we'll be happy to do that. We will be guiding them. Then rest of the process will be done by the merchant banker, preparing their offer document, submitting to stock exchange. Then stock exchange, we will be doing our working on it in terms of seeing their due diligence and all. Post that, we will be providing is in principle approval, and post that the merchant banker will be opening the IPO. Okay, so practically if you'll see, when we are getting DRHP, our role will come in, okay, where will be looking on the due diligence and all. But side by side, if you'll see, in case of SME, from the day one till the time of listing, okay, at each and every step, these SMEs, they will find NSE along with them. Okay, any sort of guidance, handholding required, we are happy to do that on the basis of company to company, requirement to requirement. Now, why companies should get listed? So the one thing is which is very much clear. Okay, when I'm talking about probably IPO, I will be looking forward. If I need a fundraising, then probably I will look at IPO as an option for me. But if you'll see, there are lots of other benefits which is associated to it. So tomorrow, once my company is coming with IPO, so it's a efficient way of raising capital. Okay, although I am not saying getting bank loan is wrong. Okay, because to tell you very frankly, this entire process, whether it is SME or main board, both the platform goes hand to hand. Okay, it's not like once you are listed, you can completely you can waive off the process, or you can neglect your banker. It doesn't work in that way. Okay, but it's a efficient way of fundraising. So let's say if I'm having a good project in pipeline, probably rather than relying on my bank, I can raise a capital from equity market. Okay, so that's a one benefit, where there is an investor who's having a trust on my company. He's ready to be a part of my growth story. If I'm not making a profit, he's also there to support me. And if I'm obviously making a profit, then obviously they are, as an investor, they are having an option to get appreciation on their shares. They can sell the shares in secondary market. They can make the profit on it. Or let's say as a company, if I'm able to make a good profit, I can give them a dividend. Okay, so that's how they are willing to engage in along with my company. Now there is a higher visibility, as I rightly told you in my previous slides. Whether you are listed at SME platform or main board, the trading of your shares will be done at the same platform, okay, or same trading terminal. So which is giving you a good visibility in the market. If you are a company which is doing a good performance, so there are lots of investors who are looking at you, okay, which is giving you a good visibility, higher visibility. There will be appreciation in terms of the demand of your shares and all, okay, which will be end up making you, or end up getting a good market capitalization for your company itself. Okay, so that is one of the additional benefit what you must have seen. I mean, today there are lots of companies who keep on saying, okay, this XYZ company, they have their valuation increased by so and so, okay, or their valuation decreased by so and so. So that is where, okay, on the basis of their performance capability or their caliber, their track record, these investors are there who are interested to be a part of those companies. Okay, so if I'm getting a good visibility, it is helpful for me. Okay, now third one is credibility. What's about credibility? So today, if I'm dealing with any one of the large corporate, let's say within India, or let's say if I'm dealing with any one of the companies overseas market, so there are lots of concept of getting a third party verification done for SME company, where these companies, or let's say overseas company, they will appoint certain body to do a basic health checkup of my company, whether go and check or do a due diligence of this company, whether this company is there or not practically. Okay, so if I'm a listed company, those questions will not come in picture only. When I'm saying I'm a listed company, which means I am complying all the norms of regulatory bodies, my performance track record, they can go and check at stock exchange website. So it is something which will be giving me a upper edge in compared to the other competitors. Okay, here companies are getting the appropriate valuation. So that when we are talking about valuation, it's more like a business valuation. What is the potential in your company, rather than if I'm having a 10 acre of land, I'm not going to, or a company's valuation is not done on the basis of their tangible property. It's more about the business valuation. It's more on the basis of the potential in that particular company. Now, once companies are listed, so they are obviously over the period of time, this corporate governance norm is something which will give you a healthy environment for your employees to work in the organization. It might be companies might fail, or companies might face when we are talking about corporate governance norm for a short period of time, okay, this is a pain to maintain. But when we are seeing, let's say, 6 months, a year, 2 year down the line, then these things will give you only a upper edge, or you only a comfort when things are on auto mode. Okay, so there is a good structure or healthy structure within your organization. As I've already told you, once you are listed, you are having an option to migrate from SME to main board at any point of time after completing 2 years. Okay, so again, I'm repeating this thing. I mean, after completing 2 years, option is given to you. Even though there are companies who are they are at SME platform for more than 2 years, there are there for 3 years, 4 years, all. So it's totally up to the organization. Now, after listing, it's a good free float money for you. There is a good liquidity. You can, when you are comparing, let's say, a borrowing term, okay, which is there for a non-listed versus listed entity. So as a listed entity, you are having a better borrowing term. You can go and negotiate with your respective banker for better terms and condition. Okay. Tomorrow, if you want to do any sort of, merger, acquisition, so for you, there's a better, the process becomes very smooth for you. Okay. There is a already a equity valuation for your company. On the basis of that transaction itself, the entire process can take place. If I am having a good caliber employees, and if I'm a listed company, so the best part is I can offer e-shops to my employees. Okay, which will be helpful for me to retain my good employees for a longer tenure. Okay, and these employees, they are also feeling like a better engaged. Okay, so rather than getting my salary, I'm also facing, okay, if company is doing good, let me put additional effort. If company is doing good, I'm also getting a benefit of it. Okay, so I will be able to retain good employees. I will be able to hire good employees. So let's say if I'm looking for a guy who's having a good amount of experience, so as a non-listed entity, probably the first question which will come in my mind, okay, his salary expectation will be huge. Okay, so two, probably what I can do if I'm a listed entity, so apart from giving him salary, I can also do a bundle. Okay, this is a salary, this is a e-shop I can give you. Okay, so this is again a way to retain or to take a good employees for my organization, higher caliber employees. If I'm a listed, tomorrow if I want to take additional loan from my bank, okay, so I will be having an option to offer my shares in a form of collateral to my respective bank. Okay, so that's again a different sort of benefit. So today you will also see there are lots of potential companies, cash rich companies who are coming for listing, okay, because of some other benefits. So it's not only restricted to the fundraising aspect. Now when we are talking about as a CA, or let's say if I'm talking about me being CA, what is a direct benefit or opportunity for me? So apart from doing or supporting your companies or your clients to know about this particular platform and get the benefit, there are a good scope of offering a IPO consultancy services to the as a additional portfolio for you. Okay, then for you also, if you are doing good, if your clients are doing good, there is a good visibility for you. Okay, so because still we are seeing there are lots of gaps. If you compare the number of companies in India or potential in India versus the number of intermediaries to support that, there's a big gap. So it's more like a win-to-win scenario where companies getting benefited. As a consultant of that particular company, you are also getting benefited. Okay, so that's how this it's more like we should work together to, apart from creating awareness to on this particular platform, to give a better base to MSMEs. Okay, so where MSMEs are able to create a better value for their company, you are able to create a better portfolio for yourself as a IPO consultancy services, getting a better visibility in the market, opportunity for investor portfolio. So once you are there, you can also, I'm quite sure there are lots of CAs who are having connect with lots of HNIs, ultra HNIs and all. So you yourself can help your company or to get a better investor for their organization. Plus you can also help these investors to invest in a better organization or invest in a better portfolio company. Okay, so it's more like a healthy organization where everybody is getting benefited apart from company itself. Now, what is the initiative of stock exchange in this particular line of activity? As I told, we came up with this platform in a year 2012, but still if you'll see, we are having close to 218 companies or 19 companies which are listed with us. So still we feel there's a huge gap where there are lots of potential companies who are not even aware that, okay, this option is there for them. So for to create this awareness with support of ICAI, ICSI, and different industrial association clusters, doing one-to-one meeting, NSE keep on creating awareness about this platform. In fact, I'm happy to share with you, NSE, we are having lots of MOUs with state government bodies, where state government bodies, they are also supporting this particular platform for the listing of companies, so that companies can take a maximum benefit out of it. Especially to talk about, let's say, MSME policy of Haryana government, which came in a year 2019. So if you refer MSME policy of Haryana government 2000, somewhere page number 15th and point number 6, they are giving upfront support in terms of 20% of the expenses, or 5 lakhs whatsoever it will be the higher, there will be a subsidy for the listing. Okay, so that's a additional step which is taken by Haryana government. Okay, so that's where we also having MOU with Haryana government, Maharashtra government, and several other government bodies. So that probably you can will be a motivational factor for you to support your companies, where government, they are also there to be a part of this particular value creation process for the companies. So they also came upfront to support this entire ecosystem. So NSE, we do have a separate index known as Nifty SME Emerge Index, okay, which is started with 1000 basis point, and today, if I'm not wrong, it is close to 2200 or so. Now, moreover, that is from my side. Before winding up with my presentation, I would like to share with you, if you need any more information, what you can do, you can access at Exchange platform. Okay, so this is NSE Emerge platform. So in Google, you can simply type, let's say, NSE Emerge. This is a website on this. Okay, so this is, sorry, it is not 22, it is 25. Okay, so this is our NSE Emerge Index, Nifty SME Emerge, it is known as. Here you will see the market watch. This is a list of companies who have already migrated from SME to main board. Here, if you go to corporate, you can see the entire criteria, listing on Emerge eligibility criteria for SMEs, for technology startups, listing requirement and process, fee, RBI, LORD regulations, and everything. All the informations are available. So probably this will be probably it will give you a better insights about this platform. So that's it, Sandeep ji, from my side. Probably by end of the session, if there is any sort of Q&A, we'll be more than happy to address that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Shri Himanshu Srivastava ji, for your wonderful insight on the SME exchange topic. It was very wonderful insight on this topic by you. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to invite CA Pawan Kumar Mittal ji, renowned lecturer, government college lecturer, and a CA, for the next session on the benefit to MSMEs. So over to you, CA Pawan Kumar Mittal ji.
Hello everyone. करते हैं के बारे में ग्रुप में, साथ में MSc, साथ में MSME की वो जानना चाहेंगे। MSME enterprises are the backbone of any economy for promoting equitable development for all and are an engine of economic growth. Therefore, to support and promote MSMEs, the Government of India, through various subsidies, through various schemes and various incentives, promote MSMEs through the MSMED Act. ऐसा है, अब मैं जानना चाहता हूँ, ये डिस्कस करना चाहता हूँ आपसे, क्यों कोई भी जो MSME है, बैकबोन क्यों है, इकोनॉमी की बैकबोन क्यों है? ऐसा है, कोई व्यक्ति जो MSME यूनिट लगाता है वो खुद तो अपना प्रॉब्लम है अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट की खत्म करता है, खुद के लिए खत्म करता है, साथ में जो दूसरे लोगों को भी साथ में लेके आता है, उनको रोजगार भी देता है। इसलिए गवर्नमेंट के लिए बहुत जरूरी है कि MSME को डेवलप किया जाए, ताकि हमारी समस्या है, मेन समस्या है हमारी अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट की, वो दूर हो जाए। तो उनको हमें तरह तरह के प्रॉब्लम देने बहुत जरूरी है, अदरवाइज वे कर नहीं पाएंगे, कंपटीशन में रह जाएंगे, फंस जाएंगे। इसलिए बहुत जरूरी है MSME को प्रमोट किया जाए, उनको तरह तरह के इंसेंटिव दिए जाए। और साथ में दूसरी बड़ी यूनिट है वो MSME में रजिस्ट्रेशन कराकर जो बेनिफिट है MSME के लिए सरकार ने रखे हैं उसको मिसयूज भी ना करे, इसलिए उसको डिफाइन करना भी बहुत आवश्यक है MSME को। ठीक है, सबसे पहले हम ये जाना चाहते हैं कि MSME में हम जो बहुत स्कीमें किस किस प्रकार की होती हैं, किस किस ने स्कीम लॉन्च की होती हैं और कैसे कैसे भी बेनिफिट हमारे उठाए जा सकते हैं। टू अवेल द बेनिफिट्स अंडर द MSMED एक्ट फ्रॉम द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट एंड बैंकिंग सेक्टर, MSME रजिस्ट्रेशन इज मस्ट। सबसे पहले जरूरी है MSME रजिस्ट्रेशन होना बहुत जरूरी है। उसके बगैर चाहे कोई यूनिट MSME कवर होती हो, कवर होने के बाद भी उसको कोई बेनिफिट नहीं मिलेगा। उसके लिए जरूरी है MSME में अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन कराएं। तो रजिस्ट्रेशन कराने के लिए कोई भी यूनिट है अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन कराना चाहती है तो उनको क्या क्या फॉर्मेलिटी करनी पड़ेगी, तो कौन कौन सी यूनिट्स है ना जो MSME के लिए एलिजिबल है, ये भी हम जानना चाहेंगे। सबसे पहले हम क्लासिफिकेशन देखना चाहते हैं। क्वेश्चन हमारे सामने जो प्रैक्टिस करते हैं तो हम ये देखना चाहते हैं, कोई व्यक्ति आता है हमारे पास, ठीक है, हम ये देखना चाहते हैं कि वो कवर होगा या नहीं होगा एज ए MSME। तो हमारी जो ऐसा है क्लासिफिकेशन हमारी है बदलती रही है। जब हम पढ़ते थे शुरू में एज ए स्टूडेंट तो SSI यूनिट होती थी, MSME नहीं होती थी। ठीक है, बेनिफिट वगैरह थे जो भी थे SSI यूनिट को दिए जाते थे। अब धीरे धीरे है ना डेफिनेशन चेंज कर दी गई और जो उसकी डेफिनेशन है समय समय पर बदलती रही है। गवर्नमेंट की हमेशा ही मंशा रही है कि MSME को, स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्री को प्रमोट किया जाए, रूरल में इंडस्ट्री को प्रमोट किया जाए, हमेशा ही ये गवर्नमेंट की इंसेंटिव रही गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से। ठीक है, सबसे पहले हम ये जानना चाहेंगे कि कोई भी यूनिट है ना वो MSME किस किस प्रकार से हो सकती है और MSME इसका मीनिंग क्या क्या है, कौन कौन सी किस किस प्रकार की यूनिट इसमें शामिल है। इसमें फर्स्ट जो M है दैट इज फॉर माइक्रो एंटरप्राइजेस, उसके बाद है S फॉर स्मॉल एंटरप्राइजेस एंड अगेन M इट इज फॉर मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस। ठीक है, तीनों को अलग अलग डिफाइन किया गया है, तीनों को अलग अलग बेनिफिट दिए गए हैं, अलग अलग स्कीम है। माइक्रो एंटरप्राइजेस है वो स्मॉल स्केल पे होती है, स्मॉल स्केल से नीचे है और स्मॉल स्केल से ऊपर है मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस, स्मॉल स्केल से नीचे है माइक्रो एंटरप्राइजेस। ठीक है, सबसे पहले जाना जाते हैं हम माइक्रो एंटरप्राइजेस में कौन कौन सी यूनिट्स कवर होती हैं। ठीक है, मैं बताना चाहूंगा आपको, पहले शुरू में हमारा जो एक ही क्राइटेरिया होता था वो था इन्वेस्टमेंट इन प्लांट एंड मशीनरी, वही देखते थे हम, उसके आधार पर ही हम डिसाइड करते थे कि MSME माइक्रो यूनिट, स्मॉल यूनिट या मीडियम यूनिट में कवर होगी या नहीं होगी। ठीक है, लेकिन अब हमारे पास केवल सिंगल क्राइटेरिया नहीं है, हम साथ में ये नहीं है कि आपने इन्वेस्टमेंट तो काफी कम है लेकिन टर्नओवर आपकी अच्छी है, बहुत अच्छी टर्नओवर है और आप MSME के बेनिफिट लेते रहे, ऐसा नहीं होगा। इसलिए इसको हमने दो तरह से डिफाइन कर रखा है। सबसे पहले बात करते हैं माइक्रो एंटरप्राइजेस। माइक्रो एंटरप्राइजेस कौन सी होती है, वेयर द इन्वेस्टमेंट इन प्लांट एंड मशीनरी और इक्विपमेंट डज नॉट एक्सीड 1 करोड़ रुपीस। 1 करोड़ रुपए से ऊपर होते ही माइक्रो एंटरप्राइजेस से बाहर हो जाएगी। साथ में एनुअल टर्नओवर, यदि एनुअल टर्नओवर है उसकी 5 करोड़ से ऊपर हो जाती है तो भी वो माइक्रो एंटरप्राइज से बाहर हो जाएगी। दोनों क्राइटेरिया एक साथ देखे जाएंगे। एनुअल टर्नओवर 1 करोड़ से ऊपर नहीं होनी चाहिए माइक्रो एंटरप्राइज होने के लिए, साथ में उसकी टर्नओवर है वो 5 करोड़ से ऊपर नहीं होनी चाहिए। यदि हो जाती है तो अगले स्टेप में पहुंच जाएगी। अगला स्टेप हमारा है स्मॉल एंटरप्राइजेस। स्मॉल एंटरप्राइजेस कब तक रहेगी ये हम जानना चाहते हैं। जब तक कि उसकी इन्वेस्टमेंट है वो 10 करोड़ से ऊपर नहीं हो जाती, 10 करोड़ से नहीं 10 करोड़ तक रहती है उसकी इन्वेस्टमेंट, 10 करोड़ तक रहती है इन्वेस्टमेंट इन द सेंस प्लांट एंड मशीनरी। प्लांट मशीनरी में किस प्रकार से लेंगे, ओरिजिनल कॉस्ट लेंगे, क्या लेंगे, इसके बारे में अभी डिस्कस करेंगे आपसे, ठीक है। प्लांट एंड मशीनरी में उसकी इन्वेस्टमेंट 10 करोड़ से ऊपर नहीं होनी चाहिए यदि उसको स्मॉल इंटरप्राइजेज में रहना है, और साथ में उसकी जो एनुअल टर्नओवर है वो 50 करोड़ से ऊपर नहीं होनी चाहिए। 50 करोड़ से तक रहेगी, साथ में प्लांट एंड मशीनरी में इन्वेस्टमेंट 10 करोड़ तक रहेगी तो वो मानी जाएगी स्मॉल एंटरप्राइजेस। और यदि दोनों में से कोई भी लिमिट टूट जाती है तो वो नेक्स्ट स्टेप में हो जाएगी मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस। मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस में कब तक रहेगी, जब तक प्लांट और मशीनरी में उसकी इन्वेस्टमेंट है 50 करोड़ रुपए, साथ में टर्नओवर उसकी रहनी चाहिए 250 करोड़ तक, 250 करोड़ तक। यदि उसकी टर्नओवर है वो 250 करोड़ से अब हो जाती है वो लार्ज इंडस्ट्री में चली जाएगी और एमएसएमई से बाहर हो जाएगी। जो बेनिफिट उसको मिल रहे थे एज ए एमएसएमई वो सारे के सारे उसको खत्म हो जाएंगे जैसे ही वो मीडियम इंटरप्राइजेस से बाहर हो जाती है। तो मीडियम इंटरप्राइजेस में रहने के लिए क्या करना है, उसको अपनी इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लांट एंड मशीनरी में 50 करोड़ तक सीमित रखनी पड़ेगी, साथ में अपनी जो एनुअल टर्नओवर है वो 250 करोड़ तक रखना पड़ेगा। जैसे ही ऐसा होता है यदि कोई व्यक्ति इस लेवल तक पहुंच जाता है तो उसको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए, जो बेनिफिट छोड़ने में कोई समस्या नहीं होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि ऐसा ग्रोथ इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ग्रोथ इंपॉर्टेंट है न कि एमएसएमई में रहना, ठीक है। एमएसएमई में जब तक है उसके बेनिफिट लें हम, और जब बाहर हो जाते हैं तो कम्पीट करें। अब आगे बढ़ते हैं, आगे है यदि हम कवर होते हैं माइक्रो स्मॉल और मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेज में हम कवर होते हैं, ठीक है। यदि हमारी इन्वेस्टमेंट है वो माइक्रो में हम कवर होते हैं, स्मॉल में कवर होते हैं, मीडियम में कवर होते हैं, ठीक है। तो हम कैसे अपने आप को रिकॉग्नाइज कराएं, कैसे बने बिकमिंग ए, कैसे बने माइक्रो स्मॉल और मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेज किस प्रकार से बन सकते हैं ये भी हम जानना चाहते हैं। एनी पर्सन who intends to establish a micro, small or medium enterprises may file उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन। क्या फाइल करना है उसको, उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन फाइल करना है ऑनलाइन फाइल होगा। कहाँ पर होगा, इन दी उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन पोर्टल। हम जैसे डालेंगे गूगल पे उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन पोर्टल हमारे सामने आ जाएगा। बेस्ड ऑन सेल्फ डिक्लेरेशन, उसमें हमें सेल्फ डिक्लेरेशन देनी होगी विद नो रिक्वायरमेंट टू अपलोड डॉक्यूमेंट्स, पेपर्स, सर्टिफिकेट्स और प्रूफ। हमें कोई डॉक्यूमेंट कोई प्रूफ नहीं लगाना होगा। ऑन रजिस्ट्रेशन एंड एंटरप्राइजेस रेफर्ड टू एज उद्यम इन दी उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन पोर्टल विल बी असाइंड ए परमानेंट आइडेंटिटी नंबर। उसको एक परमानेंट आइडेंटिटी नंबर दिया जाएगा, दैट विल बी कॉल्ड उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर। वो उसका उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर होगा। इसके बाद उसको एक सर्टिफिकेट जारी किया जाएगा, एन ई सर्टिफिकेट, नेमली उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन सर्टिफिकेट शैल बी इशूड ऑन कंप्लीशन ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन प्रोसेस। जैसे ही हमारा रजिस्ट्रेशन प्रोसेस पूरा हो जाता है हमें उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन सर्टिफिकेट मिल जाएगा और हमारी यूनिट एज ए एमएसएमई रजिस्टर्ड हो जाएगी। इसके बाद है कंपोजिट क्राइटेरिया ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड टर्नओवर फॉर क्लासिफिकेशन। जो हम पहली बात हो चुकी है हमारी बस, जैसे हमारा जो कंपोजिट क्राइटेरिया है, ये कंपोजिट क्राइटेरिया ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड टर्नओवर शैल अप्लाई फॉर क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ एन एंटरप्राइजेस एज माइक्रो, स्मॉल और मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस। इफ एन एंटरप्राइजेस प्रोसेस द सेलिंग, जैसे पहले मैंने बताया आपको, ठीक है ना, वो नेक्स्ट कैटेगरी में चली जाती है। अब बात आती है, हमें कंफ्यूजन हो जाता है कि हम जो इन्वेस्टमेंट है ना इन प्लांट एंड मशीनरी है उसको किस प्रकार से लें, किस प्रकार से लें। कई प्रकार का कंफ्यूजन हो जाता है, क्या हमें लेना है ओरिजिनल कॉस्ट पे, या हमें लेना है डेप्रिसिएटेड कॉस्ट पे, ठीक है। अब बिल्कुल पहले जब हम पढ़ते थे उस समय हम लेते थे ओरिजिनल कॉस्ट पे। अब बिल्कुल क्लियर कर दिया गया है इसमें, कैलकुलेशन ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट इन प्लांट एंड मशीनरी और इक्विपमेंट विल बी लिंक्ड टू दी इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न। आईटीआर में जो हमारी वैल्यू है उससे लिंक कर दिया गया है। वो प्रीवियस ईयर फाइल्ड अंडर द इनकम टैक्स एक्ट 1961। लास्ट ईयर की जो हमारी रिटर्न हमने फाइल की है उसमें हमारी प्लांट एंड मशीनरी में हमने कितनी वैल्यू दिखा रखी है, वो हमारी वैल्यू मानी जाएगी इन्वेस्टमेंट इन प्लांट मशीनरी। हाँ, हालांकि इससे क्या होता है, बहुत सारी यूनिट्स हैं जिनकी प्लांट मशीनरी है ना बहुत ज्यादा हो चुकी है, डेप्रिसिएशन के कारण उनकी वैल्यू कम है, ठीक है, तो वैल्यू उनकी वे भी एमएसएमई में आ जाती है। अब बात करते हैं, यदि कोई किसी फर्म ने अपनी आईटीआर फाइल नहीं की है, पहले नई यूनिट है, तो क्या होगा, इन केस ऑफ न्यू एंटरप्राइजेस वेयर नो प्रायर ITR is available, the investment will be based on the self declaration of promoter of the enterprise, and such relation shall end after the 31st March of the financial year in which it files its first ITR। जैसे ही ITR फाइल कर देगा, ठीक है, ये ऑप्शन उसकी खत्म हो जाएगी। आगे लेते हैं टर्नओवर। सेकंड हमारी जो है डेफिनेशन है वो है टर्नओवर की। टर्नओवर में यदि जो हमारी एक्सपोर्ट टर्नओवर है उसको हम शामिल नहीं करेंगे, उसको हम छोड़ देंगे, ठीक है। इसके बाद हम जाना जाते हैं रजिस्ट्रेशन प्रोसेस। कोई भी एमएसएमई है वो अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन करवाना चाहता है या करना चाहता है, उसको क्या करना होगा, हमारे सामने समस्या आती है कैसे हम अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन करें एज ए एमएसएमई, ठीक है। प्रोफेशनल के लिए बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं, हमारे पास आएंगे छोटे छोटे उद्यमी आएंगे, जो मीडियम टाइप के आएंगे, उनको हमें अपनी सर्विस देनी है, उनको बेनिफिट बताने हैं और क्या कैसे कैसे उनको रजिस्ट्रेशन कराना है, ये हमें उनको बताना है। व्हाट विल बी द रजिस्ट्रेशन प्रोसेस, इसके बारे में आपको बता देता हूँ, ठीक है। हम जाएंगे सबसे पहले उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन पोर्टल पे जाएंगे, ठीक है। वहां पर हमें इसके लिए रजिस्ट्रेशन करना जाएंगे, हमारे सामने फॉर्म आ जाएगा, फॉर्म फॉर रजिस्ट्रेशन शैल बी प्रोवाइडेड इन दी उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन पोर्टल। इसके बाद क्या होगा, देयर विल बी नो फीस फॉर फाइलिंग उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन, कोई खर्चा नहीं है, आप फॉर्म भरेंगे, ठीक है ना, डिटेल भरेंगे, आपको रजिस्ट्रेशन आपका हो सकता है। लेकिन आधार नंबर डालना जरूरी है, उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए जरूरी है, सब कुछ आधार से लिंक है, आधार नंबर डाल लेंगे, इसका डाल लेंगे, वो भी डिस्कस करेंगे अभी। आधार नंबर शैल बी रिक्वायर्ड फॉर उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन, ठीक है। इसके बाद आधार नंबर शैल बी, किसका होगा था आधार नंबर, बहुत सारे लोग जुड़े होते हैं। आधार नंबर शैल बी ऑफ द प्रोप्राइटर इन द केस ऑफ प्रोप्राइटर ऑफ द मैनेजिंग पार्टनर एचयूएफ, यदि एचयूएफ करता है रजिस्ट्रेशन करता है अपना एमएसएमई में, तो जो करता है उसका अपना आधार नंबर लगेगा। इन केस ऑफ कंपनी, यदि कोई कंपनी है या लिमिटेड लाइबिलिटी फर्म एलएलपी है और एक कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी है, the organization or its authorized signatory shall, जिसका जो भी उसका authorized signatory है, shall provide its GSTIN and PAN along with its आधार नंबर। जो उसका authorized signatory है वो अपना आधार नंबर देगा, साथ में पैन देगा, साथ में जीएसटी का अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर देगा, यदि कंपनी है, इन केस कंपनी और कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज। In case an enterprise is duly registered as Udyam with PAN, any deficiency of information for previous year when it did not have PAN shall be filled up on self-declaration basis. No enterprises shall file more than one Udyam registration. कोई भी enterprises है वो अपना एक ही उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन फाइल, एक से अधिक फाइल नहीं करेगी। प्रोवाइडिंग और सर्विस फॉर बोथ मे बी स्पेसिफाइड और एडेड इन वन उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन। जितने भी हम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करते हैं, जितनी प्रकार की भी हम सेवाएं प्रदान करते हैं, सभी को हमें एक ही उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन में डालना होगा, लिखना होगा, मेंशन करना होगा। इसके बाद चलते हैं, यदि कोई इंटरप्राइजेस जो पहले से ही रजिस्टर्ड है, कहाँ पर रजिस्टर्ड है, इससे पहले हम होते थे आधार बेस हमारा काम चलता था, ठीक है, उसको बाद में शिफ्ट करना पड़ेगा, 1 जुलाई 2000 से इसमें शिफ्ट करना पड़ेगा, उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर में शिफ्ट करना पड़ेगा। इसने आधार बेस नंबर ले रखा है, उसको अपना शिफ्ट करना पड़ेगा, किसके अंदर, उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन में शिफ्ट करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। ये तो हमारा सिस्टम है, रजिस्ट्रेशन का सिस्टम रहा है। अब ऐसा होता है एमएसएमई को बहुत प्रकार के बेनिफिट दिए गए हैं, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा, बैंक्स के द्वारा कई प्रकार के बेनिफिट ऑफर किए गए हैं। ठीक है, हम अब डिस्कस करना चाहते हैं आपसे बहुत जो बेनिफिट है ना, किस किस प्रकार के बेनिफिट दिए गए हैं, और गवर्नमेंट की बहुत सारी स्कीम्स हैं उनके बारे में भी हम डिस्कस करना चाहेंगे, थोड़ा थोड़ा डिस्कस करना चाहेंगे। ठीक है, उसके बाद कुछ बेनिफिट्स हमारे हैं वे रिलेटेड है, फाइनेंस रिलेटेड है, फाइनेंस रिलेटेड है क्योंकि फाइनेंस है ना, कोई भी इंटरप्राइजेज है, कोई भी कार्य है, कोई भी काम है बिना फाइनेंस के नहीं हो सकता। ठीक है, तो गवर्नमेंट ने बहुत सारी स्कीम निकाल रखी हैं फाइनेंस में भी, जो जिसमें क्या होता है एमएसएमई को कई प्रकार के बेनिफिट मिलते हैं। ठीक है, तो मैं सबसे पहले कुछ बेनिफिट्स है ना, यदि हम अपना करा लेते हैं एमएसएमई रजिस्ट्रेशन, ठीक है, तो जो हमें मिल सकते हैं, और कोई भी व्यक्ति है ना अपना काम शुरू करने जा रहा है, स्टार्टअप इंडस्ट्री है, उसको बेनिफिट पे कभी भी छोड़ने नहीं चाहिए, क्योंकि वो उसके लिए बेस आधार तैयार करते हैं, इसलिए उसको बेनिफिट में अपने छोड़ने नहीं चाहिए। ठीक है, तो कुछ बेनिफिट्स हैं तो मैं बता देता हूँ आपको, मैं हालांकि बहुत सारे बेनिफिट्स हैं, मैं तो आपको कुछ ही बता पाऊंगा। ठीक है, सबसे पहले जो बेनिफिट है कोलेटरल फ्री लोन्स फ्रॉम बैंक्स, जो हमारी माइक्रो इंडस्ट्री खासकर है इनको मिल सकते हैं कोलेटरल फ्री लोन फ्रॉम बैंक्स। हालांकि जैसे जैसे इंडस्ट्री का साइज बढ़ता जाएगा, मीडियम होती जाएगी, स्मॉल, ठीक है, स्मॉल से मीडियम, तो कुछ बेनिफिट है ना कोलेटरल फ्री लोन हो सकता ना मिल पाए। ठीक है, लेकिन अभी बात करते हैं किस प्रकार की, कौन उसकी ब्याह पर कोलेटरल देता है, इसके बारे में डिस्कस करते हैं। कोलेटरल फ्री लोन्स फ्रॉम बैंक मिल सकते हैं एमएसएमई को, मिल सकते हैं। क्रेडिट गारंटी फंड स्कीम फॉर माइक्रो एंड स्मॉल एंटरप्राइजेस was launched by the government of India to make available collateral free credit to the micro and small enterprises। केवल माइक्रो एंड स्मॉल एंटरप्राइज के लिए है, मीडियम एंटरप्राइज के लिए नहीं है। Both the existing and new enterprises are eligible to be covered under this scheme. The Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Government of India and Small Industries Development Bank of India (CDB) established a trust named Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for micro and small enterprises to implement the Credit Guarantee Fund Scheme for micro and small enterprises। यानी उसकी गारंटी है ना उस फंड के द्वारा दी जाती है। ठीक है, इसलिए जो माइक्रो एंड स्मॉल एंटरप्राइजेज है उनको कोलेटरल फ्री लोन मिल सकते हैं। ठीक है, इसके बाद है सेकंड बेनिफिट है सब्सिडी ऑन पेटेंट रजिस्ट्रेशन। यदि एमएसएमई है ना, उनके पास अपना ब्रांड है, अपनी चीजें हैं, पेटेंट रजिस्ट्रेशन कराते हैं, ठीक है, उनको गवर्नमेंट से सब्सिडी मिल सकती है। 50% सब्सिडी इज गिवन टू इंटरप्राइजेस दैट हैज द सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन गranted बाय एमएसएमई। एमएसएमई का सर्टिफिकेट उसके पास है, उसको 50% तक सब्सिडी मिल सकती है। किसके ऊपर? जो उसने एक्सपेंसेस किए हैं पेटेंट रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए। The subsidy can be availed for patent registration by giving application to respective ministry। इसके बाद है ओवरड्राफ्ट। कई बार हम बैंक से ओवरड्राफ्ट लेते हैं, बैंक एक्स्ट्रा पैसे चार्ज करता है, इसमें भी उसको एमएसएमई से नहीं करेगा। बिजनेस और इंटरप्राइजेस registered under MSME can avail a benefit of 1% on the overdraft as mentioned in scheme that differ from बैंक टू बैंक। जो बेनिफिट कितना रहेगा ये डिपेंड करता है बैंक टू बैंक। इसके बाद बेनिफिट बता रहा हूँ, नंबर 4 बेनिफिट बता रहा हूँ, इंडस्ट्रियल प्रमोशन सब्सिडी एलिजिबिलिटी। इंडस्ट्रियल प्रमोशन सब्सिडी एलिजिबिलिटी, इंटरप्राइजेस रजिस्टर्ड अंडर एमएसएमई आर आल्सो एलिजिबल फॉर सब्सिडी फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल प्रमोशन एज सजेस्टेड बाय द गवर्नमेंट। इसके बाद बहुत अच्छा बेनिफिट है, बहुत यूजफुल है प्रोटेक्शन अगेंस्ट पेमेंट MSME है उनके पास लिमिट को जरूरी
पवन जी आई थिंक आप म्यूट पे चले गए हैं। पवन जी आप म्यूट पे आ गए, आपकी वॉइस नहीं आ रही। पवन अनम्यूट कर लीजिए अपने आप को।
ओके ठीक है नो
हाँ जी अब ठीक, अब ठीक।
ऐसा है जो MSME यूनिट्स होती है उनके पास अपनी लिमिटेड कैपिटल होती है, ठीक है। कई बार क्या होता है माल सप्लाई करते हैं, पेमेंट टूट जाती है, गवर्नमेंट कहती है कि उनकी पेमेंट ना रोके, इसलिए गवर्नमेंट रूल बनाती है कि MSME की पेमेंट आपको समय पर करनी पड़ेगी। लेकिन यदि डिफॉल्ट MSME का है उसको माफ किया जा सकता है, लेकिन जो बायर है उसका डिफॉल्ट है
मतलब अब हाँ अब अनम्यूट पे है पवन।
Okay, sir, I will continue. Yes, if any MSME registered enterprises supply any goods or services to a buyer, then the buyer is required to make payment on or before agreed date of payment. ये agreed date है उसको करनी पड़ेगी और within 15 days from the day they had accepted the goods from MSME or SCI registered business. If the buyer delays the payment for more than 45 days after accepting the product or services, then the buyer has to pay compound interest along with interest on amount that was agreed to be paid. वो तो पे करना ही पड़ेगा, साथ में compound interest देना पड़ेगा. The interest rate is 3 times the rate that is notified by the RBI. ये उसकी पेनल्टी लग सकती है, इसलिए जरूरी है MSME को समय पर पेमेंट करना जरूरी है, उनको प्रोटेक्शन दिया गया है। इसके बाद इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल, उसमें भी कुछ कंसेशन है। फीवर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल्स कंसेशन इज अवेलेबल टू ऑल एंटरप्राइजेस दैट हैव MSME registration certificate by providing an application to Department of Electricity along with certificate of registration by MSME. इसके बाद कई बार क्या होता है, कुछ MSME है ISO सर्टिफिकेशन लेती है, कराती है अपना, उनको भी है ना कुछ बेनिफिट दिया गया है. ISO certification charges reimbursed. The registered MSME enterprises can claim the reimbursement of expenses that were spent for the ISO certification. इसके बाद कुछ बेनिफिट है, स्पेशल कंसिडरेशन ऑन इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड फेयर्स. यदि कोई MSME यूनिट है इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड फेयर में पार्टिसिपेट करती है, उसके लिए भी गवर्नमेंट ने कई प्रकार के इंसेंटिव दे रखे हैं जो उनको मिल सकते हैं. कुछ छूटे हैं, स्टैम्प ड्यूटी में भी कुछ छूटे हैं, वेवर ऑफ स्टैम्प ड्यूटी एंड रजिस्ट्रेशन फीस. कुछ है, ज्यादा नहीं है. एट प्रेजेंट IT units in public IT parks are exempted from stamp duty and registration fees. Now, all of new industry units having MSME registration and expenses will be exempted from payment of stamp duty and registration fees. और बेनिफिट आगे है, exemption from direct tax laws. Enterprises that have MSME registration can enjoy direct tax exemptions in the initial year of business as mentioned in this scheme by government and depending on business activities. Next, eligible for industrial promotion subsidy. Eligible for industrial promotion subsidy, in short IPS subsidy. Enterprises that have MSME registration are eligible for industrial promotion subsidy as mentioned in this scheme. स्कीम में लिखा हुआ है वो सब्सिडी मिल जाएगी उसको. इसके बाद बहुत प्रकार के टेंडर होते हैं, गवर्नमेंट के टेंडर निकलते हैं बहुत प्रकार के, जिसमें केवल MSME यूनिट ही पार्टिसिपेट कर सकती है. तो एक्सेस टू टेंडर्स, देयर आर मल्टीपल गवर्नमेंट टेंडर्स that are open only to MSMEs to promote small business participation in India. इसके बाद है 15% CLCSS subsidy to purchase machineries. The Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises is operating a scheme, namely Credit Linked CGSTI Subsidy Scheme CLCSS for technology upgradation of micro and small enterprises. उनको नई मशीनें लगानी है, टेक्नोलॉजी अपग्रेडेशन करना है, उसकी कैपिटल सब्सिडी मिलेगी उनको 15%. स्कीम वाज लॉन्च्ड इन October 2000 and revised from 29/9/2005. The revised scheme aims at facilitating technology upgradation of micro and small enterprises by providing a 15% capital subsidy, maximum 15 lakhs. Capital subsidy maximum रहेगी 15 lakhs की for the purchase of plant and machinery. Maximum limit of eligible loan for calculation of subsidy under this scheme is ₹1 crore. Presently, more than 1500 well-established technologies under 51 subsectors have been approved under this scheme. Next, मैं आपसे डिस्कस करूंगा कुछ गवर्नमेंट की स्कीम्स, MSME schemes launched by the government. MSME schemes launched by government ताकि है ना उनको बेनिफिट दिया जा सके, MSME को बेनिफिट दिया जा सके, उसके लिए कुछ गवर्नमेंट की स्कीम्स हैं, MSME स्कीम्स हैं launched by the government. ठीक है, उसमें से फर्स्ट स्कीम है जीरो डिफेक्ट जीरो इफेक्ट, ताकि है ना जो भी माल यदि भारत के बाहर जाता है, MSME से जाता है, उसमें किसी प्रकार का रिजेक्शन ना हो, किसी प्रकार की रिजेक्शन की प्रॉब्लम ना आए, इसलिए MSME स्कीम गवर्नमेंट ने लॉन्च की है जीरो डिफेक्ट जीरो इफेक्ट. इन दिस मॉडल, गुड्स दैट आर मैन्युफैक्चर्ड फॉर एक्सपोर्ट have to adhere to certain standards so that they are not rejected or sent back to India. To achieve this, government has launched this scheme. In this, if the goods are exported, These are eligible for some rebates and concessions. नेक्स्ट स्कीम है जो एमएसएमई के लिए है वो क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट स्टैंडर्ड्स, हेलो, क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट स्टैंडर्ड्स एंड क्वालिटी टेक्नोलॉजी टूल्स. Resting in this scheme will help the micro, small and medium enterprises to understand and implement the quality standards that are required to be maintained along with new technology. In this scheme, activities are conducted to sanitize the business about the new technology available through various seminars, various campaigns, various activities, etc. Next है grievances monitoring system. Grievances monitoring system. Registering under the scheme is beneficial in terms of getting the complaints of the business owner addressed. In this, the business owners can check the status of their complaints, open them if they are not satisfied with the outcome. इसके बाद नेक्स्ट इनकम्बेशन पीरियड है. इनकम्बेशन जो न्यू यूनिट्स हैं उनको इनकम्बेशन का बेनिफिट दिया जाता है. दिस स्कीम हेल्प्स इनोवेटर्स with the implementation of their new designs, new ideas or products. Under this, from 75 to 80% of the project cost can be financed by the government. This scheme promotes new ideas, new designs, new products, etc. इसके बाद जो नेक्स्ट बेनिफिट है, हालांकि पहले भी डिस्कस हो चुका है और आगे भी जो नेक्स्ट बेनिफिट डिस्कस करेंगे उसमें भी ये रहेगा. फाइनेंशियल बेनिफिट्स है, सब्सिडी है, ठीक है, अंडर क्रेडिट लिंक्ड कैपिटल सब्सिडी स्कीम, जिसके बारे में पहले ही मैंने बताया था ऊपर, ठीक है. इसके बारे में स्कीम्स गवर्नमेंट की है कि उनको सब्सिडी दी जाए. अंडर दिस स्कीम न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी इज प्रोवाइडेड टू द बिजनेस ओनर्स to replace their old and obsolete technology. Capital subsidy is given to business to upgrade and have better means to do their business. These small, micro and medium enterprises can directly approach the banks for these subsidies. कौन सी सब्सिडी है? क्रेडिट लिंक्ड कैपिटल सब्सिडी. जो पैसा लगाते हैं, प्लांट मशीनरी लगाते हैं, मशीनरी लगाते हैं, उसके आधार पर जो बेनिफिट मिलेंगे वो. अब हम चलते हैं नेक्स्ट आइटम पे चलते हैं. क्योंकि कोई भी एमएसएमई है उसको समस्या आती है, वो आती है फाइनेंस की, ठीक है. एमएसएमई लोन स्कीम्स, कुछ गवर्नमेंट की स्कीमें हैं, एमएसएमई लोन स्कीम है, इनके बारे में भी हम आपसे थोड़ा डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. The micro, small and medium enterprises need funding to establish and grow. The government of India has taken many steps and launched many schemes to provide credit to MSMEs. MSMEs contribute significantly to our country for building a strong economy. One of the key aspects of MSMEs is access to credit. Access to credit. MSMEs require credit or funding to establish the business for the expansion of business. Money is very essential. तो ऐसा है तो काफी मिल सकता है. क्रेडिट उनको इजीली उनको क्रेडिट दिया जाए, ये जरूरी है. To provide credit facility for MSMEs, Government of India has come up with the many loan schemes, and even the banking sector and financial institutions grant loan to them. Some of the well-recognized MSME loan schemes 2020, popular due to the business getting disrupted due to COVID-19, are discussed below. तो कोविड की वजह से है ना हमारा बिजनेस है ना डिस्टर्ब हो गया था, ऐसे इसलिए है ना उनको कई प्रकार के बेनिफिट दिए जाते हैं. पीछे गवर्नमेंट ने जिसकी आउटस्टैंडिंग थी, जिस लोन ले रखे थे, उसके कुछ परसेंटेज गवर्नमेंट ने अनसिक्योर्ड लोन दिए हैं एमएसएमईज को. अब जो कुछ स्कीमें हैं गवर्नमेंट की मैं आपसे शेयर करना चाहता हूँ, ठीक है. पहले तो ये बहुत सारी स्कीमें हैं, स्कीमों के नाम हैं, डिस्कस कर लेते हैं क्योंकि समय कम है हमारे पास, सारी स्कीम डिस्कस नहीं कर पाएंगे, ठीक है. कौन कौन सी स्कीम है? एक तो स्कीम है, इसके बाद डिस्कस स्कीम के बारे में बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे. प्रधानमंत्री मुद्रा योजना, PMMY। नेक्स्ट स्कीम हमारी है प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन प्रोग्राम PMEGP। कई स्कीमें हैं, पुरानी स्कीमें हैं, उनको मर्ज करके ये स्कीम बनाई गई हैं, इसके बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे। इसके बाद है जो स्कीम है गवर्नमेंट की क्रेडिट गारंटी ट्रस्ट फंड फॉर माइक्रो एंड स्मॉल एंटरप्राइजेस CGT MSE। इसके बाद बार बार डिस्कस होता रहा आपसे, वो है क्रेडिट लिंक्ड कैपिटल सब्सिडी स्कीम्स। क्रेडिट लिंक्ड कैपिटल सब्सिडी स्कीम, फंड भी लेंगे, साथ में सब्सिडी भी मिलेगी। इसके बाद है इक्विटी इन्फ्यूजन फॉर MSMEs थ्रू फंड्स ऑफ फंड्स। एक स्कीम गवर्नमेंट की है क्रेडिट गारंटी स्कीम फॉर सबऑर्डिनेट डेट्स। एक स्कीम है सिडबी की है, सिडबी मेक्स इन इंडिया लोन फॉर एंटरप्राइजेस, इसका नाम है स्माइल स्कीम है, सिडबी की है, सिडबी मेक इन इंडिया सिडबी मेक इन इंडिया लोन फॉर एंटरप्राइजेस। MSME बिजनेस लोन फॉर स्टार्टअप इन 59 मिनट्स, जिसके अंदर 59 मिनट्स में, ठीक है, लोन सैंक्शन हो सकता है। सारी फॉर्मेलिटी पूरी कर दी जाए गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा, ऑनलाइन अप्लाई करना होगा, ऑनलाइन हम इसको कर सकते हैं, अब अवेल कर सकते हैं। अब एक दो स्कीम डिस्कस कर लेते हैं, समय कम है हमारे पास, ठीक है। पहली हमारी स्कीम है प्रधानमंत्री मुद्रा योजना PMMY। क्या है स्कीम? The Honorable Prime Minister launched the Pradhanmantri Mudra Yojana PMMY scheme on 8th April 2015. The scheme provides loan up to rupees 10 lakhs to non-corporate micro enterprises. These loans are classified as Mudra. Mudra means Micro Units Development and Refinance Agency Limited। सिर्फ माइक्रो यूनिट्स है, उसके लिए है अंडर PMMY। मुद्रा इज ए नॉन बैंकिंग फाइनेंशियल कंपनी NBFC which support the development of MSMEs. Mudra provides support by refinancing to bank, microfinance institutions and NBFC for lending loan to micro units having a loan requirement up to 10 lakhs. Under this scheme, loans are provided by commercial banks, small financial banks, MFIs, and NBFCs. The borrower can approach any of these lending institutions or apply for loans online through the Udmi Mitra portal. लेकिन प्रॉब्लम यही है, मैक्सिमम 10 लाख रुपए का लोन मिल सकता है, इसके ऊपर स्कीम में नहीं मिलेगा। Under the scheme of PMMY, these are 3 different schemes, namely Shishu, Kishore, and Tarun, which signify the stage of development or growth। ठीक है, समय की प्रॉब्लम है, ठीक है, इतना ही डिस्कस कर पाएंगे, ठीक है, बाकी फिर कभी करेंगे।
Thank you very much, CA Pawan Kumar Mittal ji, for your insight on the MSME registrations, MSME benefits, and more about practical aspect of MSMEs. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite CA ND Gupta ji, Vice Chairman, Bhiwani branch of NIRC, for vote of thanks to all the participants on this International MSME Day. Over to you, Sri CA ND Gupta ji.
Thank you, Saurabh ji. Honorable CA Dheeraj Khandelwal, Chairman of SME Committee, Sri Pramod Jain ji, Central Council Member of ICAI and Vice Chairman of MSME Committee, Chief Guest Sri Ratan Singh Yadav ji, of immediate past Chairman of NIRC, and our past Chairman of Bhiwani branch, Sri Rishi Bhartwaj ji, our guest speaker Himanshu Srivastav ji, on MSME exchange, Sri Pawan Kumar Mittal ji, guest speaker on benefits to MSME, Sri Sandeep Jangra ji, Chairman Bhiwani branch, Sri Rajesh Tawar, Sri Sachin Goyal, Sri Tarun Mittal, office builders and members of the Bhiwani branch, our moderator Saurabh Agrawal ji, our most valued participants, ladies and gentlemen. I, N.T. Gupta, Vice Chairman of the branch, feel it my privilege to thank all of you on behalf of my own and on behalf of Bhiwani branch. I thank Shri Dheeraj Khandelwalji and Shri Pramod Jainji on this occasion for guiding us to arrange this program on behalf of ICAI. I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty thanks to the ex-official member, Shri Ratan Singh Yadav ji, for his logistics support and guidance for day-to-day working of the branch. I thank our guest speaker, Shri Himanshu Srivastava ji and Shri Pawan Kumar Mittal ji for their deliberation on the topic. At the end, I would like to thank all of the participants for joining the webinar and listening our guest speakers on MSME with patience throughout this presentation with the hope that we have learned from it. I again thanks all of you. Thanks. Thank you.
So I would request all the participants to mention their membership number to mark the presence in the chat box, because that is also important. Otherwise, attendance will not be counted. I would request the participant.
Is there any queries from the participant? They may ask from Mittalji. Is there any queries in the chat box?
चैट बॉक्स में तो कोई क्वेरी नहीं है। अनम्यूट करके कुछ बोलो सर, अगर किसी का क्वेरी हो।
I think there is no query.
I think CA Sandeep Jangra ji, you are on mute.
क्या कह रहे हैं सर? सौरभ जी,
हाँ जी मैं बोलूँ कि if anyone has any query, then they may ask in chat box, and also please mark attendance in the chat box.
चैट बॉक्स में कोई
query है नहीं सर? Then we conclude, sir. Saurabh ji.
Yes, sir. We can conclude.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you everyone for joining the webinar.
This session.
Our Vice Chairman Rishi Bhardwaj is also here. We are very glad with his blessings. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you to everyone.
On behalf of NSC, thank you very much, Sandeep ji, Saurabh ji, Das sir, for your kind words and giving us opportunity at any point of time. जब भी आपको लगता है, you can reach out to us. My colleague Mr. Rakesh is there, based out of Delhi. आपको किसी भी तरह का guidance लगता है, you want any sort of insights about any one of the exchange related product, खाली SME की मैं बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. So at any point of time, आपका main board, SME, RXIL, hedging, anything, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much for giving us opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Himanshu.
Thank you.
Thank you.